And now, your feature presentation from Nintendo Power.
The eagle has landed. I repeat, the eagle has landed.
Word on the street is you got a new Nintendo 64 game coming out.
Could you be a little more specific?
We got a lot of new games coming out.
Starfox 64. Test pilot boy.
You want to know about Starfox 64, eh?
Yeah, and you'd better tell us all you know. Or else.
Or else what? Or else Plumber Boy here gets it. Leave Mario out of this. You've made your point.
The 90s were weird, but commercials and promotional material were awesome, unless it was about a guy exploding from eating too much shit. Starfox 64, or Lilat Wars in Europe, was no exception, as you could tell. The Nintendo 64 was hot off its release, Super Mario 64 was already captivating audiences with the plumber's first 3D adventure, GoldenEye became the first-person shooter on consoles, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was on its way, a great time to be a Nintendo fan, and Starfox 64 looked to further add to Nintendo's A+ library. In middle school and high school, hell, even the first few years of college, I was surrounded by people that played Starfox 64, and I wanted to get into it, I really did, but I had so much other shit to play, from the PlayStation, the Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, and the Nintendo Gamecube, ironically enough, just jumping over a console there. And after a while, it just sort of faded from memory. That is, until this video. The unreleased Star Fox 2 was cancelled to make way for a new Star Fox adventure on the Nintendo 64, utilizing the system's horsepower to make something not possible on the Super Nintendo, no matter how much power the Super FX chip had. Better graphics, sound, presentation, and the new rumble pack that made it felt like you were in the middle of action. Which only meant your controller shook when something happened on screen, but that was a new thing at the time.
Nuh-uh. Yeah.
Now I say new adventure, but Star Fox 64 is a reboot. And whoever heard of a series that rebooted itself after just one title? Now I'm sure there's a legitimate answer for that. But instead of continuing the story of Fox McCloud and his gang after the defeat of Andross, Star Fox 64 takes us back to the beginning again, where Andross threatens to conquer the Lilat system with his vast army, and Star Fox is hired to stop his evil ambitions. And if you think that because it's a reboot it's any deeper than the original game, it's really not. There's more welcoming flavor text between Fox and his crew when you're all in the middle of action, but there's still very little in terms of narrative. You're Star Fox, your space fighters, now go stop Andross, and only at very brief moments does it feel this game yearns to be something more, like when you're on planet Katina in the mission that was definitely, certainly, absolutely not inspired by Independence Day. Fox reunites with his old buddy Bill, they say hi to each other and help each other out, and that's that. And the same applies to this female space fighter called Kat, who Falco seems to have some affiliation with, but it's never expanded upon, and I wonder, was it because of time restraints or something? If there was something there to start with at all, I mean? Now, I don't think the game suffers on the whole because of this, I'm just curious. I guess the benefit of having a marathon dedicated to a first-party Nintendo lineup that isn't Zelda or an RPG is that they're a hell of a lot easier to just dive into and explain. And Star Fox can be as simple as Mario at times, and instead of just jumping and grabbing coins, you're flying through space and shooting shit. Star Fox 64's main objective was to expand upon the ideas of the 1993 original, while re-implementing the new mechanics from the Star Fox that never was, and to beef up production values. The result is a sort of hybrid of Star Fox 1 and 2. We're not stressing ourselves about protecting Planet Corneria anymore, it's just a stage-to-stage run-up like in Star Fox 1. Our R-Wings can no longer transform into a walker, but we have a couple of occasions where we command the Landmaster, a battle tank, or in one level's case we control the Blue Marine, an underwater vehicle. Every other time it's the R-Wing we know and love with all the bells and whistles from Star Fox 2. So there's the charge shot, the third-person aiming reticle for better accuracy, the barrel roll that actually deflects shots, and all-range mode where you can fly where you want in a square arena when the game calls for it, such as when you have to shoot down missiles heading towards your mothership, the Great Fox, or when you have to take down Starwolf, the rival mercenaries out for blood and a paycheck. As for evening out the playing field, you can always find those upgrades to your weapon strength, and a fully upgraded set of hyper lasers is no fucking joke. But now it's also possible to extend your health for the remainder of the stage by flying through 3 sets of golden rings, and collecting more after that gives you a 1-up. Nova Bombs are again a great equalizer and give you that extra breathing room should you need it, and health pickups are plentiful, though losing your wings on your ship is still a very real threat should you take too much chip damage, so do be careful because it sucks just as hard here as it did in Star Fox 1. For the production values, I mean, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? This is a great looking game for the Nintendo 64, and it's got everything the Super Nintendo game didn't have. A consistent frame rate, distinguishable models, textures, graphical effects. It's not fair to compare the two, I'm aware, but this may be what you're looking for if you didn't think Star Fox 1 cut it. But I think Star Fox 1 has the better soundtrack. Star Fox 64 goes for a more militaristic approach with rapid percussion and brass. It's good for boss fights, but damn near forgettable elsewhere. I only recognize some of these tunes because of future, better quality remixes from other games or from Super Smash Bros. And the Nintendo 64 instrument quality doesn't do it justice. Aesthetically, my only sour points are Aquos, the water planet, which is a little too dark for its own good despite that being the intention, and this one magma-based planet named Solar, which looks drained of life on the Virtual Console. It's more vibrant on the original N64 release. The challenge level, casually speaking, is right on the mark, I feel. You can ease into things thanks to the training mode accompanying the start of your adventure, and even so, the game has a balanced learning curve. It doesn't go from 10 to 75 on a moment's notice, not the cakewalk as in Star Fox 2, and never quite as taxing as the third route from Star Fox 1, even when you're taking this title's hard route. There was a bit of trouble here and there. Some of the boss fights were little intense, like this guy, and the hard version of Star Wolf, easily the hardest encounter in the whole game, but I was pleasantly surprised on how comfortable the majority of the journey was. Now, I could have gone without the Landmaster and Blue Marine sections. Altogether, they're only in 3 of the 15 stages, but they're not R-Wing material. I find it difficult to aim my shots with the Landmaster turret because of the rough terrain repeatedly gyrating my reticle, and the Blue Marine is a real slog and the stage is full of lag. Better than the Landmaster, but it's all dark and wet here. In every other occasion, the real challenge doesn't stem from what opposition is thrown at you or what vehicle you're driving in, but rather figuring out how to reach different planets in the Lilat system. With a couple of exceptions, every stage has a certain mission objective to it, and if you meet the requirements, you can continue on your current route, or else you may find yourself heading in a different direction if you fail to achieve the objective. It's obvious at points: defeat Star Wolf under the allotted time before the bomb goes off, or stop the train from reaching the supply depot. Other times it's a little unclear, like if you want to reach Aquos, you have to kill a certain number of targets in Sector Y. I don't think the game highlights that enough. And if you don't want to visit Titania to save Slippy's dumbass, you have to kill this boss before Slippy gets a chance to do anything stupid. Your teammates are usually the key to figuring out how to complete these goals, and to this game's credit, they're much better this time around. I enjoy all the banter between the members of Star Fox. They're keeping you updated on what's ahead and giving you advice, and the fact that it's all fully voiced gives it a sense of exuberance, even if the voice acting is comically over the top.
Jeez Louise, what is that?
Or if it looks like everyone's not so much chattering, but more like they're freezing to death. Secondly, yes, your teammates are about as prone to getting shot down as previously, and I'd really wish they'd work on that, and it doesn't help that you're now capable of hitting them yourself with your own lasers, a mechanic I could have done without, honestly. But saving them does have benefits other than a higher score. They can locate you power-ups for your ship, they can clear specific obstacles to make things easier for you, they help point out weaknesses in boss fights, and as said previously, they can help you complete the mission objective in certain stages to stay on course. So keep them alive, even if you really don't want to at times, because let's face it, Slippy's accident-prone, Peppy's sort of there, and Falco's a massive cockmongrel.
Gee, I've been saved by Fox. How swell.
But still, it's good to know that they have my back when the situation calls for it, and I love how when I take certain routes, other forms of assistance can show up. If you help your wingman Bill and Katina, he'll drop off some power-ups in the next stage Solar. If you reach Planet Macbeth from Zonus, the planet where you first meet that cat character I talked about, she can assist you in stopping the train from reaching the supply depot, getting you back on course for the best ending. It's interesting to see all the possibilities you can achieve by approaching stages from different angles. It's a great way to increase replayability, and given how short the game is, that's a good thing. Completing a whole route in Star Fox 64 clocks in about an hour, but trying to reach every stage will take you about 3. That's what I clocked in, and you know what? I had a great time with this one. Star Fox 64 knows what it wants to do, and just does it. It takes what worked, gets rid of what didn't work, fleshes out the previously unused ideas from Star Fox 2, and makes a tightly wrapped video game that you can just sit down, grab that controller, and have fun with. You know, heading through the new and improved Corneria was a sight to behold. Every stage in all range mode was an energetic thrill, and the 2 new R-Wing maneuvers, the somersault and the U-turn, put me on edge when I was evading all kinds of enemy attack. You know, shit like that is how I was able to get some members of Star Wolf to crash right into these Andros pillars, and Damn, that was satisfying. And can I just say I fucking loved Area 6, where you're raiding through Andross's final wave of defenses, all while listening to the opposition continuously panic that you're wrecking the place up. That was great. All these stages have something unique to offer, and they don't all score 100% on the test. But what does work makes up for it, and nothing overstays its welcome. It's much more approachable in difficulty and offers multiple ways of getting to Andross's lair. It's got higher graphical fidelity if that's what you're into. It's a very comfortable ride, and if you feel the need to further challenge yourself, you can earn those gold medals for achieving a higher than average kill count, and trust me, that requires a lot of killing. Major respect to anyone who can get every gold medal in this game. Now you can always go out of your way to snag an original Nintendo 64 cart and help, maybe even a Rumble Pack to really get on 1997 in this bitch.
The Rumble Pack lets you feel different degrees of vibration. What's even cooler is when you crash your vehicle, that's when you really feel the vibration. This is incredible!
But it is also available on the Virtual Console for you Nintendo Wii and Wii U owners, but if there's one version I recommend above all others, it's the 2011 remake on the Nintendo 3DS, Starfox 64 3D. Unfortunately, unless you don't mind downloading this digitally into your 3DS memory for $40 from the eShop, physical copies can run you a higher price because this version is out of print. I got lucky with this one, found it at a GameStop for $30, so maybe you might have the same luck, but get it when you can if you're interested, because I do think this is the best version of the game. I mean, yeah, the updated graphics are a plus, and this remake looks and sounds fantastic, but maybe my mind and fingers are playing tricks on me, but I feel this version controls better. Like, moving with the circle pad feels silky smooth when controlling the R-Wing, Landmaster, and the Blue Marine. You can also use the built-in gyro controls exclusively for the 3DS version, but gotta tell ya, not a big fan of gyro controls for this sort of game. A first-person shooter, yeah, I can make that work. But you're not just controlling your aiming reticle, you're also controlling your entire ship, and I just don't trust the gyroscope to be as accurate as an analog stick in that regard. But you have both options available to you, so that's always a plus, and I should stress, I don't think the original Star Fox 64 controls badly. I think it's just fine, but there's a difference between 2011 analog and 1997 analog, and I'll take whatever's better. If you find yourself in a hurry and can't complete a route in under an hour, you can save your progress in the 3DS version. You had to do everything in one sitting in the N64 original, but again, because of how short the campaign was, no matter what route you took, I never really found that a problem, but a save feature is a great way to discover those alternate routes without having to reset your whole adventure. So save scum that bitch. Whether on a console or handheld, I don't think you could really go wrong with Star Fox 64. It doesn't have much in story, and it just has a setup and that's it, go have fun, and that's all it cares about. And it's damn good, I find. If you yearn for some good old-fashioned arcade-esque space shooting, Star Fox 64 can help fill that void. On the off chance you haven't already played this nearly 20-year-old game. There's a chance you couldn't, just look at me, I mean, fuck. But the fact that I think it's still a good game even today speaks for its quality, and if you can, get the 3D version if possible, and try not to spend more than $40. It's a great game, just not $80 to $100 worth. But what I want to know is, did Nintendo think they reached their peak with Star Fox at this point? Because we all know what's coming up next in this marathon. It's Star Fox Adventures for the Nintendo Gamecube, and as some of you may know, this isn't your typical Star Fox adventure. But what do I have to look forward to exactly here? I mean, it's made by Rare. I think that's a good sign. In 2001, I think I can get away with that thought. But I won't know for sure until I try it, so with that said, I will see you guys next time with Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube. Thank you guys for watching, have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care.